Hi everyone, Triple Aqua here from the West, from Key West, Florida, that is. I'm Mermaid Christy Ann. Thank you so much for hitting play and watching this YouTube video. So today I'd like to talk to everyone about something that's been coming up like in the last several days. I watched this lady on YouTube, and I would say her name, but she cusses a lot, so I don't know if anybody's younger is watching this, and that wouldn't be a good suggestion, but I like her. She's funny, and she just, she has a sailor mouth, but or a mouth like a sailor. And every now and then she actually does her show downstairs, but because all her kids are home, she has this little one, and he's like 3 or 4 years old, and he's really cute, and he's obsessed with whales. And every time he comes down lately, he starts talking about Jonah and the whale, because he's obsessed with the story about Jonah and the whale, the biblical story. And so every time he comes and he leaves, I always think, it's always for a few minutes, and he's, putting his whale in the camera, or he'll be like, "Hi," and she's like, "What are you doing here? Why aren't you in bed? And you need to go back upstairs." And he's like, "Oh," and like gets in the camera, and he's really cute, and he's just, you could just tell he's like a handful. And he's like, "Well, Jonah lived in Nineveh, and he didn't listen to God, and God sent the whale, and the whale ate him up." And he just goes on. And so, for a couple minutes, and then she kind of has to scoot him out, or one of her older kids will like finally come and basically save her, and then he goes back upstairs. And so then yesterday I was watching her again, and here he comes, without his whale plushie toy this time, but he starts saying it again, and he's like standing in the doorway, and she's like, "You need to go upstairs. You need to go upstairs now, please. Thank you. I'm talking to my friends on YouTube." And you can hear him, and he goes, "You better do what God says, or the whale's gonna come and swallow you up." So at that moment, I'm thinking, this kid is telling me something, because this is like, every time he comes on here, I start thinking, well, how is that relevant? Because, out of the mouth of babes, the kids always tell you the truth, And so then she looks in the camera, and she's like, "I think he's trying to tell us something." And then she kind of just snaps out and goes back to her show. So, yeah, so I want to talk to you all about that today, about the whale in the room. Yes, I know, we all know the elephant in the room, the proverbial elephant in the room that is uncomfortable, it's big and it's bulky, and it's not going away until it's addressed. But once it's addressed, it goes away. But I think the whale in the room is a lot different, because the whale in the room is just something that we continue to avoid. The elephant in the room is like what's happening with this pandemic all over the world. We know what it is. We know we're sitting, we're waiting. There's not much we can do about it. It is going to go away eventually. Every beginning has an end. Nothing lasts forever. So we, except for love, of course, love does. Yeah, so we know what the elephant in the room is, but the whale in the room is different. And it got me thinking, the whale in the room is something we continually run from, even though we know in our heart of hearts, deep down in our soul, that we have to address it. Now, it can start with little things, but it's usually about bigger things that we're scared. We're scared to address because we don't think that we're worthy. We think, maybe, God, source, the universe, they picked the wrong person. Like, I'm totally not up for this job. But you constantly get that nudge, and it doesn't go away. And you can bury your head in the sand, and it'll keep coming back. And what happens too with the whale in the room is it ends up swallowing you up, like in the story. And how does it swallow you up? Well, it affects you. It affects you physically. It affects you mentally. It does things to your body. It does things to your mind where you're at dis-ease. You're not at ease. So, and it also attacks your life, so to speak. If you don't do something about it, it's going to shake your foundation. It's going to rock your world. It's going to cause a tower moment. Tower moment is basically when the divine basically shakes stuff up till it all comes loose. And you know, it's kind of like when I was a kid, you go to the beach, and my sister and I used to love to, you know, get the seaweed that was just floating on the top, and you get it and you shake it, and you're lucky, you know, a little seahorse will fall out, a little crab. And it's kind of like that. You're gonna get shaken up until you basically come out of your shell, or come out of your little seaweed that you're hiding from. And I'm not over here. You know, don't look at me like Jonah. You know, he ran from Nineveh, and he kept running and running until God said, okay, that's it. I'm sending this whale to swallow you up, and you can't go anywhere. Then you're gonna have to sit, and you're gonna have to meditate on what it is that I need you to do, because that is what I built you to do. That is why you're here. That is your mission. That is your purpose. And each one of us have a purpose. As long as we have air in our lungs, and I've said this before, you wake up every day, have air in your lungs, you have a purpose. So what is your purpose? What is your mission? Well, there's different ways to find that out, but that's another video for another day. And but let's talk about the whale in the room again and again and again. We can talk about it until we're blue in the face, because that's exactly what we do with the whale in the room. We avoid it, and we continue to repeat cycles and repeat cycles, because we don't want to address this thing that we know it's the right thing to do, whether it's leave a job, whether it's leave a relationship, whether it is go after something, because we are in our own mental prison where we have self-doubts, or we don't feel worthy, or it can be so many, an ocean of things. So what is the whale in your life, you know, the proverbial whale that is constantly chasing you, and you're constantly running from because you don't want it to swallow you up? And it's usually something that's big, that's good, that you know it's going to be a good decision, whether it's leaving that horrible habit that's really affecting your body, but you continue to do it. Well, the whale is going to swallow you up there, and it's going to affect your health. And source isn't going to like it, and he might even attack your money. You say, hey, you know what? You know, I'm not happy with you because you're not doing what I need you to do. So let me just hit you where it hurts. Well, where are your treasures? Oh, you like this? Let me just rock your world over here and give you a little tower moment over here. Or this, oh, let me just give you a little tower moment over there. So keep that in mind when you constantly have that nudge, that internal nudge, and you know it's coming from a good place, and you're constantly running from it. Know that the whale is going to swallow you up sooner or later. So stop running from the whale, face it, do whatever you have to do, take baby steps, but at least you are addressing it. And it's not like the proverbial elephant in the room that eventually is going to go away if you eat it one bite at a time. This is kind of like that, but it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. It's going to continue to chase you. It's going to continue to haunt you. It's going to continue to give you sleepless nights, put you in your own mental prison until it's addressed, because it's a deep, deep inner knowing, a desire, a gift, a calling that you have to do this, that this is why you are here. And you know, it can be so different for so many people, but until you do it, it's not going to go away. I mean, I use the festival a lot just because that's something that I did on a bigger scale, but or even just leaving a job that you're comfortable with, but make the decision to do it, even though it seems scary, because if God's getting you to it, he will get you through it. And know that it's not going to go away. It's not going to go. As long as you're here, you're constantly going to have that nudge to do it. It can be, you know, you've always wanted to play the piano. You know, you're always wanting to play the piano. When you finally retire, I have a friend's father who, when he retired, he wanted to play the piano because he had never done it. And I think he was in his 60s, and he took piano lessons and he plays the piano. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I'm too old for that. No, you're not, because that's that inner burn in your heart and your soul is not going to go away. That fire is not going to die. It might go dim, but it's not going to die out. So where is your internal fire burning? What is it burning about? Address it, reignite that flame, because once you do go after that spiritual passion, that gift, that calling, and basically it is a gift because it's only given to you. And if it's something that you desire deeply, deeply within your soul, once you do go after it, it's not wrong. It's just scary, but that's the whole thing. Would it be worth it if it wasn't scary and if it wasn't difficult to actually obtain? But once you do, there's always a reward. There's always a reward for it. And now, if you do go after it and it doesn't work out, well then it wasn't meant for you, because what's meant for you, no one can take it away. What's written in the stars is yours, not anyone else's. But more often than not, if you feel that strong about it and it's coming from a really genuinely good place and you have worked your butt off and you've really thought about it and you've really basically planned and did the right thing, it's because you're supposed to do that. So do not run from the whale, because you will get swallowed up. All right, well, that was kind of fun. I'm gonna pull a card from the Oceanic Tarot. Seems appropriate, and I love this one because there's a mermaid. Isn't she beautiful? And she's wearing purple. Well, her tail's purple. That's my favorite color. So that was one of the reasons I was attracted to this. And yeah, so we'll pull from here, and I didn't shuffle it, so I guess I should do that now. So I hope everyone's having a great Sunday, and it's Palm Sunday. Oh, I just remembered that. I knew that this morning, but I forgot. So gosh, the story of Jonah and the whale, how appropriate. But of course, you know, spirit works like that. There are no coincidences in life. So Palm Sunday. So most of us can't go to church, but if you live on an island or you live somewhere you can go out and just get some kind of a palm frond, do it. I don't think your neighbor will mind or ask, or hopefully you have them in your yard. So I'm gonna do that. Say a prayer. There's actually all kinds of masses going on TV right now. My grandmother was watching a Spanish one on Univision at 11:30, but I left before it started. Okay, so let's pull from this Oceanic Tarot. I always want to call it the Mermaid Tarot because it's kind of what I would have named it with that cover. All right, please don't fall on the ground. Thank you guys. I hope you like and share and subscribe to my channel or with my channel, with your friends and family. Ooh. I kind of like when they just fly out because I feel like more you know, the message is supposed to resonate with everyone. All right. These cards are big, and although I have big hands, it's still a little hard to shuffle. So hopefully y'all will comment, and if you have a subject that you want me to talk about, I'm open to that too. Ooh. All right, so we have 2 cards, and I'm gonna take them. Actually 3, which is great. It's a Trinity number, and Palm Sunday, why not? All right, so we have the 9 of Wands, with the seahorse, and we're just talking about the seahorse. I love seahorses. And it says defense. You know, a lot of times we won't go after what we want because we feel defensive about it, like we don't want to, like we're being pushed to do something that we don't want to because we're getting out of our comfort zone, like Jonah running from Nineveh, and I'm, you know, leaving Nineveh, you know, going on the ship, and because he was defending himself. He was defensive. He was scared. So don't be scared of going after that inner burning, that inner knowing. That's really nice. Okay. Oh, this is so appropriate. Like I can't even, like most people say, I can't make this up. My friend Tanya says it a lot. So the next one is the 4 of Wands, which is reward. So get over being defensive or thinking maybe people are going to be defensive over you because I don't know if that focused. there is a reward. So I guess all the wand cards are, yeah, it's a reward. And again, there's 4. So we were in a 4-year. We talked about yesterday the 444 portal. If you didn't see that video, check it out. So you get a reward. So don't be on the defense. Don't be defensive, because there is a reward. And then the last card, this is lovely. It's the 6 of Wands, which is success. And 6 is always another balanced number. I don't know if you can see that. Same card, I guess all the wands, like I said, are the seahorse cards. But it is success. So if you get past your defensiveness and stop fighting, you will get a reward and you will have success. All right, everyone, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much. It's they're each getting a little longer each time. But anyway, have a great day, and remember, always keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.